What is up guys, welcome in, my name is Nick and welcome to the channel. We are in the Forza Touring cars for this one here. We are at the Catalunya circuit. We jump on board our first qualifying lap and you can see that we managed to get that all wrong through turn 1. So that leaves us with a not particularly competitive time to start this one off here at a 1:57.4. We've got time for one more lap. We managed to find 1.3 seconds coming through the first sector, but as we do manage to come through turn 13, we get a bit too greedy and we run wide off into the gravel, invalidating the lap, not better in our time. So we are stuck with our first run of 1:57.4, which was good enough for P12 to start this one off here. I'm going to be looking to see if we can make up a fair few positions, as I do think there is a lot more pace in us than our qualifying would lead us to believe. We go green. We are having to make a immediate correction course here because the Civic is very slow off the line in front of us here. So we do make P11, make that P10 and also make that P9. We get a very good run off the grid coming down to turn 1. We look around the outside, see if we can make a few places on that. We get boxed out just towards the runoff area. So we make sure that we get through that bit nice and clean, nice safe rejoin, not putting anyone at risk of knocking them off or anything like that. So we managed to slot ourselves back in P9, so even with that excursion we don't actually lose anything. Breaking into turn 4, the Audi, it's all out of shape. We have to take avoiding action and that just runs us off deep into the gravel. This is found very slow gravel out here in Catalunya, so that does unfortunately put us all the way back to P23 to start this one off here, but by the end of the first lap the Golf gets all out of shape here and we managed to get that back to P22 before crossing the line. We've got some cars ahead of us squabbling as well, 2 Civics and a Golf, so there is a chance there could be a bit more on here before the end of the lap itself as well. We have a look here, we make sure we keep our line nice and tight to get the best run we can through. There is a Civic in the gravel on the left, forcing the Golf to take avoiding action, darting to the right. Unfortunately we weren't able to get ourselves out of the way in time, so with a little bit of contact but nothing major. We do get a better run through the final lap, picking up a little bit of slipstream from the Golf as well, meaning we make P20 coming down into turn 1 here. Put ourselves in the middle of the track, see if there's anything that we can maybe get on the Civics if they outbrake themselves, but they managed to hold that through fine and we are in P19 as there was someone off in the runoff on turn 1 as well. Someone off there on the left hand side, another Lincoln Co makes P18 coming through turn 4. Down into turn 5 we brake, have a look around the outside, see if there's anything that we can do there, but nothing really happening, not able to carry enough momentum to get that one to stick. We have a dart up the inside here for turn 10. The Civic runs deep, tries to cut back to the racing line, but we are already there, gives us a little bit of a whack, makes us lose a little bit of time, but we managed to hold it on track, not losing too much. We've got more squabbling with these group of Civics in front of us as well. Leaves the door open on the inside here for the final 2 turns. We put it up the inside, leaving space on the outside to make sure they can make it through. One of the Civics runs deep, which means we managed to stay still on the right hand side through that double complex, using the Golf's superior straight line speed to get the move done here coming down towards the end of the lap. We are racing the Civics down the start finish straight here coming down to turn 1. We keep ourselves in the middle of the track to make sure that we keep the inside and no one thinks of sending it up the inside. Thankfully there we get a couple of cars very close to us in the braking point, but we still managed to hold at that position. We managed to get right up onto the back of this Focus here. We get a bit out of shape coming through turn 4, carried a little bit too much speed. We have to get out of throttle to make sure we don't run into the Civic rejoining on the left hand side. We try and outbrake ourselves a little bit here. We get a bit too deep unfortunately, and not the best of turn 5s it must be said. It does leave us a really good run onto the Focus here through the turn 7-8 chicane. Nothing really happening on that one there though, boxes us out and we do run a little bit deep, but we don't lose too much time. Another fantastic run up the hill here. Once again the Focus boxes us out and that means that we have to try and get back in line to make sure we don't lose any positions to those Civics behind us, as they are looking very feisty. So coming out to close the lap out here, we decide to pit maybe a lap earlier than we had originally planned. It's going to leave us 5 laps to finish the race out, just to see if we can get this undercut on this Focus in front of us, as he does seem to be defending particularly hard. We're not sure whether to go hard to guarantee we've got some tyres left by the end of the race, but be a bit slower. In the end we gamble and put on another set of mediums, see if we can make them last 5 laps, which they will be towards the end of their life by the end of this stint. Coming back out, we are P22, so we're just looking to see if we can get some nice clean laps through here to catch up to the pack. Coming through to end lap 4, we are passing someone in the pit here, so we do make up P20. We've got a couple of cars coming out of the pits just ahead of us. By the end of lap 5, coming through turn 12, we make up another position with the Civic off the track on the left hand side, and we are carrying as much speed as we can through this double right-hander. We have another car rejoin the track. Really not sure what happened between those three. The Golf was off on the left, looked like he was coming across to pit. There was some form of collision or something between these guys. The Golf then goes into the pit lane, then continues straight across the track and is out. Meanwhile, we look to make up at least 2, maybe 3 positions. Yep, we get the third one done here. We also have someone coming out on the right hand side here. We hold it left to see if we can maybe get round the outside, but he does manage to brake nice and late to make sure we don't have the option to do that. We get a little bit of a tap from the car behind, but nothing major. Look to see if we can get maybe up the inside through the long turn 3 up the hill. Nothing really happening here. We get a little bit of shoulder barging from the car behind as well. Braking into turn 4 here, we make sure we do that nice and late, holding the inside. We just hold the apex to make sure that we don't get the car behind us trying to do a cutback or to on a Super GT, the old switcheroo. We're going to do the same again through this one here, putting the brakes on, make sure we just slow ourselves, holding the apex to make sure that we've got no chance of getting the cutback down into the chicane. We brake late. We've got a Lincoln Co all out of shape here, coming through the left-right chicane. The Civic in front of us managed to go around the left. We go around the right. We get back as far as we can onto the racing line. It does leave us a bit shallow through here, so a bit slower than the Civic in front of us through that section. But we do manage to keep it nice and close. We are braking down into turn 10. We've got the Golf running a bit deep through the braking area there. The Civic also going a bit deep through the second half of the corner. Having to delay getting on throttle does mean we get a much better run. We are on the inside through turn 12 here, so make sure, see if we can get the inside for 13 and 14 and get the run down the straight. We put ourselves on the inside. The Civic just holds himself on our rear quarter on the left, meaning we're not able to turn in with the trademark Forza glue that they have, that if you're in contact you just aren't able to turn. So we do lose a few positions. We'll ignore the car going the wrong way through the track there. There was some form of altercation through that corner, so even though we did spin off and drop all the way down to P16, we are actually back up to P10 by the end of the start-finish straight, only 2 turns later. So we see here the Civic on the right hand side, who did force us off the track, rejoining here, so we do manage to get his position at P9. Coming down into the turn 7-8 chicane, the Civic in front of us braking very early for what I was expecting, meaning I have to take a little bit of avoiding action. We do make a little bit of collision, but we managed to go round the outside. No penalty given for that one. It doesn't seem that he was affected too much by that, which was good. Again, apologies for that. It's not how I really want to get that pass done. The Civic managed to make a nice move up the inside here through turn 12 on the Golf. We try and follow him through. He tries to shut the door as we are alongside him, but unable to get that sorted. So we are up to P7, coming through to close out lap 7. We have the Civic behind us very, very close. We're looking to pick up the draft for the Civic in front of us though. We are a lot quicker in a straight line in general, just being in the Golf. It is very quick in a straight line in this category, and you can see that plus the draft means we managed to close all the way up here coming down into turn 1. We brake as late as we dare to make sure we hit the apex. The Civic managed to just keep him in the position, holding the car a bit wider, navigating himself around the very slow moving Audi on the apex here, so we managed to make that position up to P6 as well. We've got the Civic sniffing all round our backside here coming through into turn 4. You can see our tyres are starting to give out. We've got just the first showing of the yellow section of the tyres here, so our front end grip is not where we would like it to be for this battle that we are in currently. Little tap from the Civic behind as a hurry up to say, can you please get out of the way? We dive in, see if we can get a cutback on the Civic. We get another little tap from behind us. The tyres just not quite having the grip that I was used to, forces me out a little bit wide there, means we are slow. The Civic slices himself up the inside. The Audi barrels his way through the inside here through turn 7. We get it back through turn 8 coming up over the hill. It's going to be seen if we can just hold on to get the best position possible. We do find a very, very slow running Astra from earlier on in this race, so we do manage to get up the inside of them there. Not quite sure how they're running so slow, whether he just burnt through his tyres because he pitted the lap after us, yet we still have more grip it would seem. So we get that position up here. We've just got 2 more laps to go. The Audi behind us is looking very feisty. We already know he's not scared to push his way past. We are looking to just hold the inside here. There is not a lot of grip. The front left just dips into the orange section through the last couple of corners here. We do spot the half-second penalty on the car in front, and we managed to keep that with our extra straight line speed and draft to finish P6. Right, take a breath now. So, yeah, that was a fantastic race. Starting P12, finished P6. Lots of scrapping, lots of fun but fair racing. Leaves us a nice increase in positions here on our starting position. So, I very much hope you enjoyed that one. I certainly did. Thank you very much for watching. If you did, leave a like and comment, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Cheers.